A very warm welcome to the tradingmentors.com. Hope you're well. This is Chris, your market analyst, and this is the weekly market forecast for the coming week starting the 7th of November. Before we go into the markets, just a quick bit of homework, and this is the website, thetradingmentors.com, and we're launching a new service for daily video analysis, which is going to be a game changer for many of you. And if you want to know more about that, just go to the website and click here for member benefits. And this will take you to the site eventually. Running a bit slow because I've got everything else open, all the charts ready for action. Here we go. So daily video analysis and trading techniques every day. So I'll be filming this after 3 p.m. UK time, New York Open. So we'll be doing the New York session and be covering lots of stuff. So there's a 14-day trial. So if you click on the PayPal button, then it's $30 a month. Worth every penny because we'll be looking at trades every day. So what's included in your membership? So we do full daily analysis for all markets. We'll be looking at the super trends and looking at the top 10 stocks, top 10 crypto trending now, top 10 Forex pairs that are trending now, and top commodities to trade right now. There's going to be professional tutorials in the members area as well, and we'll be covering the gold trading software live in the markets in the afternoon. So if you've not signed up for that, for the daily video analysis, then please do. It'd be great to have you on board. So I'm delighted to welcome you to the weekly market forecast for the coming week from the 7th of November. And we're going to cover the usual things, but if you're first time into YouTube, you're very welcome. And we're going to be covering this in order. So we start off with the DXY, what's happening with the US dollar, go into the futures market, see what's happening with the big dogs. And then we go into the indices, then to commodities, and then to FX. And then the last thing we do at the end of the video is look at my favorites and pick the ones which are likely to move in the next week. Now if you want to follow the trades daily, then please sign up for the members area and we'll get going. And there's a 14-day trial, as I said earlier. So this is the DXY. As you can see, really consolidating at the moment. We had a bit of a rally on Friday with a non-farm payroll. It's come down again, so it's 110.78, which is down here on this support line. You can see this blue line here. This indicates that the price now has to think about which direction it's going to go next. The only thing I see is US dollar long. In order for this to change direction, then of course we need a sell, and we need this to break this blue line here. And as long as it's held at the price it is now, the next few hours, Monday, we'll probably see some sense of direction, but probably be quiet in the morning. The afternoon it will liven up when I do the video. And you can see that this price has tried to break through a double bottom here and now pushed higher into a buying situation. So the target for this week for the US dollar, unless it changes in the next few days, is 114.80. Jumping on to the futures contracts. The futures contracts, if you don't know, these are rolling contracts, 3-month rolling contracts where the big dogs are buying in or selling off or whatever they're doing. And we tend to follow those guys. We'd rather be with the big dogs than the retailers. So it's really important that we analyze the futures contracts first before we see what's going on. So if we have a weak futures contract and then we have a strong futures contract, then we can use that information to get the benefit of some profits. So this is the Euro futures, and as we can see, we've got a sell indicator here. We've had a bit of a rally with the non-farm payroll on Friday and the interest rate decision, and now it looks like it's going to continue that downtrend. As you can see, this trend channel is highly accurate, and whenever you see it touch the top or touch the bottom, it tends to go to the bottom again. So highly likely we're going to see Euro futures fall once it breaks this blue trend line, this support line, and then its target for this week is 0.9587. Sterling futures 5743. So it's broken this trend line. This is a Heikin-Ashi chart, so it won't actually update it until the next day. So this won't update properly until tomorrow, but we'll have a look then. It's broken this line, so I expect continuation either of this consolidation in the futures contracts, or we're going to see a breakdown. And according to the charts, as I'll come to in a minute, we're going to see a continued weakness of sterling. Yen futures, well, we've been talking about this for some time. We benefited in the last couple of months with the fall in the yen, and now it's simply going sideways. Basically, it's not really gone anywhere in a couple of weeks, and so it's difficult to predict the yen. So we really need to see clarification. This is why the daily video analysis will be very useful in terms of seeing where this is going to go next, and if we can get into a position early, then we will. I expect it will continue to fall eventually, but it's now fighting with this support area here. The Elliott wave formation is saying it's going to go to 0.618 Fibonacci retracement back up to the top of this trend channel. So that's likely to be the target for this week, but it could go either way now. It could simply roll over or continue up for the next few days. Canadian futures are weak. Canadian futures are weak. Expect a sell-off of any Canadian pair. So this is one to keep your eye on. The target for this week, as you can see, we had a sell on the advanced pro charts. Once we get that, and we had a break of the falling wedge, as you can see there, then that is a continuation. And target for this week is 3662.2. Swiss futures, as I explained in the last week's weekly market forecast, we had a double bottom on the Swiss futures, and it's really not gone anywhere since. As you can see, it's bounced off that area here, and it's bounced off it a couple of times. So the Elliott wave theory is that this is going to go up to 0.618% retracement back up to this area here in the channel, but until we get confirmation and clarification, it's mixed. Gold futures, we love gold, and so this is gold futures, not actually gold US dollar, but they tend to correlate, and the gold futures tends to be ahead of the game. It tends to be one step ahead, which is really, you know, it's really like a crystal ball, if you like. It's the closest we're going to get anyway. So we can see that the parabolic now has converted. So this means there is support for this price to go higher. We have a buy signal, which is support for the price of the futures to go higher. The buy signal indicates volume, and that the candlestick is achieving higher highs. That's how it works. The volumes are coming in, but albeit slowly. Now the price 58.66, 58.66, so it's about there somewhere. The Heikin charts, it doesn't actually show you a live price, but nonetheless it's achieving higher highs, sort of. But the target for this week is 51.774. Well, Aussie futures, this is interesting, isn't it? Lots of triangle formations setting up. There's going to be a break. There is definitely going to be a break on the Aussie futures, but the buyers and sellers are not really in at the moment. We can see that we have a sell, which indicates a continuation of this big downtrend, but we also have a support line here as well, this blue line here, which is acting as support. And as long as that price stays above that support, then it's likely to remain consolidated within this area, and we hope to get a breakout. Either way, we don't mind which way, up or down, we don't mind. But until it does, we don't know where it's going. We had a buy on silver on the 26th of October in the silver futures contracts, and the target for this week is 21.31. On to the indices now, and this is the Dow Jones US 30 as it's known for many brokers. Congratulations if you reached your target 32,659 and profited. Just to clarify what's going on here, we do have, this is not one of my favorites because we do have a seller in line, and what tends to happen is while it's green and all green, then that's good. and you just simply hold it until you get a red signal here. So this indicates that there could be a finishing of the trend, and therefore this is not in a super trend. A super trend is when everything agrees. Okay, and again I'll be covering that in the daily analysis each day, but when everything's green and above the black line, then there is a rally highly likely. Now we're seeing it pull back. I still have a target of 34,230, but before we trade it we have to see everything go green. When we had news last week with interest rate decisions and non-farm payroll, then of course you have to make a decision as to whether you are willing to hold positions and take more risks. I don't hold any positions in terms of this one, the Aussie 200. However, it is in a super trend, and therefore it's likely to hit this week 7122.00. Nasdaq is not rallying, unlike the Dow, nor is the S&P. I'll come to that in a minute. But as you can see here, there's lots going on here, but actually not going up or down. Purely consolidating, and we now don't know which way it's going to go. The Elliott wave formation, the Elliott wave theory, is predicting a high up here of 12,500. Excuse me. But until it starts to make a move either way, it's not one of our favourites. Congratulations if you traded the German DAX, as you can see, into a rally above the black line, and of course everything green. Just means that there's all the buys are in, and once all the buys are in, there's no sellers left, except the retailers, of course, who want to try and sell something that's going up. Makes no sense, but there we are. But nonetheless, this was a good move and would have probably hit target by now if you traded it. Now hitting a wave 4 formation, which could mean it could roll over back down into a wave 5. S&P 500, well, it's similar to the Nasdaq actually. We did have a little bit of a rally, but then it fell down and fell off. But now we wait. It's highly likely to continue upwards, especially if the Dow continues upwards. And the target for this week, if you can see that, is 4118. Congratulations if you traded silver. I know some of you made a lot of money last week, so well done to you guys. And so here our target of $20.80. A continuation of this is highly likely. I'll be waiting for a pullback down to this support area here, where I'll be buying. The target for this week is 21.20. On to Bitcoin. I know some of you love Bitcoin, and we've had a bit of a rally in the last couple of weeks. We had a buy signal here on the 25th of October, and it's now forming a rising wedge. As long as that wedge is continued, then it's going to continue up. However, look at this big downtrend here. The channel is saying to us this needs to probably roll over and move down. Once the wedge has been broken, then we'll be going short and probably going back down to 18,205. As I mentioned last week with oil, this is West Texas oil. I was hedging my bets last week. Sometimes you just can't do anything else, to be fair, and the target of 93.80 is highly likely to be hit this week as it continues up. But of course, while it's holding this support area, then it will go up to target 93.80. Any breakdown into this long-term downtrend, then of course it needs to break these support areas and then heads for $80. So up to 93.8 in this week, and then rolling over probably and heading back down to $80. Well, congratulations if you traded gold down to the downside, target 1620.5. It hit it exactly, and we had a double bottom and it rebounded almost instantly. So the targets are really highly accurate, but just make sure, don't get too greedy. Make sure that, because this is highly significant, this support area here. The current situation, I'll show you the double bottom, and I posted that in the VIP room last week. So just to let you know that it's definitely tradable, double bottoms and double tops. And in the daily video analysis, I'll be actually trading live double tops and double bottoms and wedges and so on. So it'd be a good idea to see those in action maybe. But current price 1680. Target for this week is 1730. So in the VIP room, this is the Telegram VIP room where you pay $9.99 a month, and I'll send you all my analysis every day, what's going on. And we had a double bottom on gold at 1620, which was the target for this week. And it hit it, and you could have traded it. Now, what you can do on a double bottom and a double top is simply trade it. You can wait for the buy signal, which if you're just starting out might be a good idea. Wait for it to go green and then just buy it, put your stop below that area. And the target, for instance, you would have had, for instance, is the previous neckline, because what can happen, it can just dissipate, have low volumes and go any way it likes really. But often with a double bottom or a double top, you get immediate reaction and explosive pricing. So you can bank at least 100 pips quite easily. And I'll be showing you how that works and why it works and how to profit. So on to the FX and the Forex pairs now. As I mentioned earlier, it looks like sterling looks like it wants to remain weak. This is pound USD. We can see that now there is some support for this price. Current price 11372. Just holding above this. It's about there, isn't it? Holding above this support area. So in order for us to sell this, it has to break that support area. There's no point selling it now because it could just simply bounce straight back up to this resistance area here. So we're going to keep an eye on this in the next few days. It's not one of my favorites, as you can probably see. Not all red. The sellers are coming in, that's for sure. And so the target for this week is 10930. Euro dollar, weakness in the euro futures, of course. So we expect this to continue falling, holding on to the support area as long as it breaks. Now target is 0.9625 for this week. So yen futures are mixed. To say the least, we are expecting a rollover and continued weakness. And with the DXY, we are looking at support areas where the price should move back up to the targets previously mentioned. So a stronger US dollar and a weaker yen should mean that the US dollar moves up. And the target for this week is 150.180. What tends to happen in markets, as you may have realized to your cost, is that the markets try and grab you. This is one of those situations where the institutions try and grab you and then they take out your stops. So this is the US Canadian, and the price is 134.79. So it's just falling below this area here and gives the impression that there's going to be a fall. This is wrong. In my view, this is highly likely to go up. We're seeing very weak Canadian futures, which indicates that this should be going up. And then if the dollar takes off and starts to rally from 110.78, then of course we're going to see this go up. So I'm expecting a buy on US Canadian in the next few days. Target 1.3990. US dollar rallies, then of course we're going to see a weaker Aussie USD. And we have a sell indication below the black line, which is showing continued weakness. And therefore, we're going to need to break this line here. Once we do, then target is 0.6110. On to my favorite trades for this week. Coming to the end of this video, 19 minutes, not too bad. We're seeing the pound weaken, potentially, and we're seeing the yen rallying to a certain extent. So pound yen is likely to fall. And all the sellers are in. We're below the black line and everything's red. So that's what we're going to see. And we see a sell signal, the advanced pro charts. So the target for this week is 159.90. Euro Canadian, we have weaker euro. And so therefore we have massive divergence here. If you can see that, the divergence, the histogram is moving down, yet the price has been moving up. So this indicates a continued downward momentum. Parabolic has moved down. We've got a sell signal. It's gone below the black line. Everything's gone red. All the sellers are in. Hopefully you get in the picture now. Target for this week is 1.3020. Pound Swiss is getting ready. It's now sitting on the black line, so we just have to wait and see. Probably early tomorrow morning, so keep an eye on this tomorrow morning. If you're in my VIP channel, I'll be sending this. If you're in my Telegram channel, this is a daily chart, so I'll be sending this free. And if you're in my daily video analysis as a member, then I'll be showing you the reaction in the afternoon. So target for this week on the Pound Swiss, but also notice how it's broken this wedge, rising wedge pattern as well, which indicates a good momentum trade back down to the wave 5 actually. So it's moving and likely to fall in the next few hours. Target 10163. Similar story for pound Canadian, so take your pick. We probably won't be trading all these. I won't be trading all these, I'll tell you that, but I'll be picking the ones which are our favourites. But as we can see here, the sellers are in. We have a sell signal at the top of this range, and it's now in a parabolic trend. So the target for this week is the previous bottom. If you're trying to work out your targets, just look left. And the target for this week, it might take a bit longer than this because that's quite a big target, but 1.4050. So I'm not going to trade them all, but I've listed them because they're all doing the same thing. Take your pick. This is the pound Aussie doing the same thing, and target is going to be 1.5920. Look left. Pound New Zealand, I posted this in the Telegram analysis, so you can trade it. I know some of you have and making money. Congratulations. So the target for this week is 1.8980. Canadian Swiss is listed as a favourite because everyone's buying it, so we've got to analyse it. However, you can see the long-term trend here with this trend channel, and even though the price is broken up, it is going to roll over at some stage, but certainly not ready yet. And the target for this week is 0.7450. Last but no means least, the natural gas. Somebody keeps asking about natural gas. I don't know what, I don't trade it, but nonetheless, let's do some analysis. We can see that the wave 5 kicked in, and now it's setting up to, first target is 6.579. And then you're probably going to see a rollover and then target 5.319. But looking strong at the moment, but certainly not buying. If we look at the long-term trend, it's pretty much sideways, and you're going to see a rollover at some stage. From Chris here at the Trading Mentors, have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow afternoon.